does a hero truly mean?
As
10 seconds
expected,
to
this
go.
didn't take too long at all. Our second game here for today, or
5
the
seconds.
8th one in the CIS Line 1, Comanche versus Vega Squadron. The only time we see them
Radiance
on this
banned.
particular stream today, so hopefully they can impress and show us something great. As far as pedigree goes, Comanche is probably one of these teams that not a lot of team people know, but if you happen following the scene, you will recognize Green. Charco perhaps as well.
10 seconds
Oxen,
to go.
also someone that rings a bell. GG well played in
5
Lanaya too.
seconds.
I'm not sure about the age, or if that's his real name or not. But then again, you look at Vega Squadron and you see all these big
Reserve
hitters:
time.
Silent, G, the real you, which was that? I keep
Dyer's
forgetting.
pit.
But yeah, Afterlife and
Elite
Slayer,
assassin.
also fresh face.
Radiance pit.
We're back. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Skim. Skim, what are your thoughts on this game?
Hello. First of all, I believe the way you pronounce it is Hakon.
Radiance pit.
Hakon? Okay,
I
probably, yeah.
remember I remember casting one of his like early games in like 2013, and I had a bunch of like Russians message me, be like,
All right.
"Yo, the way you're pronouncing it is wrong." It's like, all right, thanks, I appreciate it. But yeah, looking forward to
10
this
seconds
match.
to
Sort of a
go.
similar, not quite the similar situation, but Comanche in a very similar position as Effect
5
was in the last
seconds.
game that we cast. They are behind 2-0, if I'm correct. Yes, they are behind
Reserve
2-0.
time.
So if they lose this, it's going to look very bleak. But if they win this, they're very much sort of back on the saddle. As for Vega Squadron, I think they're one of the favorites going into this qualifier, but they've already dropped the game versus Gambit Esports,
Dyer's
which I think,
pick.
I mean, you and I, we've both casted Gambit Esports quite a bit now, and we know that there's like a bit of like upset potential, but still, I think that Vega Squadron losing to them is a bit of a bit of a surprise. And if Vega Squadron want to secure like a top spot, they definitely
10
need to win
seconds to
against
go.
opponents like Comanche. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be in for a
5
treat. There's a lot on the
seconds.
line, as is in every game, really. But still, just to sort of lay out where teams stand right
Reserve
now.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very low chance that anything really gets decided in on the first day, but you're kind of setting the stage for day two, where it's really coming down to the wire for all of these teams. Of course, only six of them will be eliminated. Only the top four will move on to the second phase of these qualifiers. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Sand and Dazzle picked up by Vega Squadron first. After the first pick, Nyx Assassin by Comanche. Clockwork hasn't been out, so has the Ancient Apparition and the Train Protectors. So a lot of these heroes that we've seen quite a lot of here already in these qualifiers are going to be joining us this time.
It's actually interesting because both Team Spirit and
Silencer.
Team Empire, Comanche's first
Radiance
opponents,
banned.
have chosen to ban an Nyx Assassin against them, which I think is one of I mean, just going by the drafts in the recent times is definitely a hero that they can and like to play, but Vega Squadron choosing not to,
10
or
seconds
rather
to
choosing to
go.
let it go through, and instead ban the Night Stalker, which again I think is also one
5
of
seconds.
Vega's actually heroes. So a bit of a surprise here, but overall, still
Reserve
both
time.
teams I think with a very solid opener. Silencer is not something that we usually see early on, but it is something that some teams in Europe like to play here and there. Danish Bears, for example, very much like to
Dyer's
pick the
banned.
Silencer, and I think it's just a solid hero. Honestly, it's a good support if you do play it as a support, and it does provide you with a bit of flexibility in the draft because there's that uncertainty. Is it a
Radiance
support? Is it
banned.
not a support? In most cases, it is a support, but it
Yeah.
is there, that flexibility.
Regardless of that, he can always be that very efficient combo breaker with that global silence, right? Either as a counter initiation here, when biggest squadron
10
already committed
seconds
half
to
the spells
go.
and global silence comes out, all of a sudden you can't continue unless
Five
you're already at
seconds.
the point where you're itemized against that. Or just to make sure that Nyx Assassin goes on somebody, global silence to that one out to make
Reserve
sure
time.
to secure that particular kill, and then either keep going, snowball off in the fight, or just retreat under the cover of that as well. So plenty of things that you can do with the global silence if you time it well, which is not always easy. And
Dyer's
then
banned.
you get these good utility spells as well. Last word, pretty decent nuke. Arcane Curse, very nasty to deal with in the laning stage if you choose to max that one out. And then Glaives of Wisdom can actually make him into a decent right clicker, even
Radiance
out of
banned.
a support position, just depending on how many
Dyer's
kills you
pit.
get. So yeah, I do absolutely agree. It's a very good versatile pick to work into a draft like this. And well, but you also have to try and find ways to deal with people that are going at you, like the Ursa who will blink right on top of someone
10 seconds
like
to
a
go.
silencer, try to claw his face off.
The
5
sort of good
seconds.
thing that Silencer provides sort of in this game right now is the fact that once he steals intelligence from Vega Squadron's
Reserve
heroes,
time.
like Sanking and Ursa have notoriously low mana pools, so that could definitely hurt them in the mid game. But obviously, that sort of means, or that would require Silencer actually to be involved in kills, which I think is going to be the more difficult part right now. But Vega Squadron with a very, I think, standard lineup, really. The Sand King Dazzle opener is a very soft lineup. Sand King, same sort of utility as or flexibility as Nyx Assassin. Is it a 4 position? Is it an offlaner? Dazzle, very safe support, can really be anything. And with Ursa, perfect fit. Ursa is a very aggressive hero. You can sort of accompany his aggression with like some sort of like defensive mechanism like the Shadow Grave. So I don't know if for Vega, I think this lineup is like this could also be a Virtus Pro's lineup, to be honest. Like this is just a very sort of typical CIS
Radiant's
lineup at this
pick.
point so far, anyway.
Yep.
And Comanche, I like this with the Earthshaker pickup. Earthshaker is a good hero to prevent aggression. The Fisher block is
Bounty
incredibly important,
hunter.
and the control overall is very
Dyer's
important.
pick.
And Vega Squadron go even more aggressive with the Bounty Hunter. So it is an offlane Sand King and a support Bounty
Yeah.
Hunter.
That's a hero that I haven't seen in a while, actually. Obviously, you have that sort of counter to the Nyx Assassin with Attract, just making sure that you can at least
10
not
seconds
use
to
that
go.
assassinate defensively to try and get out. But
5 seconds.
outside of that, how does the hero really fit in? Is it just as a setup for tanking Ursa, trying to scope out the place,
Reserve time.
set up for tower kills or ganks, and try and get control of the game that way?
Yeah, the Bounty Hunter really is just that hero, really. He doesn't really provide anything else. I mean, he provides a lot of information. He can be very annoying especially towards offlaners and junglers. But overall, I think his value comes from the fact that he provides a lot of information, creates a lot of space, and can even set up for kills or accelerate your net worth advantage with track. But Bounty Hunter, there's a reason why he fell out of favor in the meta. He just doesn't provide any control. He doesn't really have good team fight either. If he doesn't get kills, he tends to fall behind a lot, especially in the early game when he
10
needs that level
seconds to
6.
go.
So he doesn't have any farming abilities either.
5
Yeah.
seconds.
So in that sense, I think Bounty Hunter is a risky pick these days, but if you play around it, it could definitely still work. And with Sand King and
Reserve
Ursa,
time.
2 very aggressive heroes, that can definitely work. And if they go for a mid hero, something like the TA, for example, which is also aggressive but also a bit controlling with her physical damage that what you can take objectives with, and is also a good laner. I think that could definitely very well fit this lineup, but who knows? Like I could also see them going for something more in the range of magic burst or magic control damage. Maybe something like the Queen of Pain, like the Puck,
Yep.
just something that provides more
Dyer's
burst and
ban.
more utility.
Yeah, would like to Puck more. I mean, just because right now all they really have in terms of control and just set up for the Ursa to make sure that he doesn't get kited really as much, it would be the tanking, which if it's all you have, Blink
10
Burst Strike,
seconds
it's
to
great,
go.
don't get me wrong, but it's not enough as the fights extend. So having
5
a secondary
seconds.
source of that would be nice. And yeah, might well see that come out. Yeah, don't really see a
Dyer's
Temple
pick.
Assassin right now unless Vega Squadron just say screw it. And we're just gonna outplay you because there's Death Prophet, the silencers, some early damage over time to deal with that refraction, and plenty of control on top of that.
I think
10
Vega definitely
seconds
needs
to
something like the
go.
Puck or the Queen of Pain,
Yep.
perhaps even maybe like a Lina,
5
because they
seconds.
currently don't have any D push. If Comanche decide to go for like a 5-man push, which they
Reserve
most likely
time.
do with the
10
Death
seconds
Prophet,
to
that's
go.
just stuff you do. What do they really have to throw at them?
5
They could
seconds.
blink an Ursa, blink an Sand King, but that's pretty much it. They just don't have any sort of like burst to throw out to
Radiant's
divert the
pick.
creep wave to harass the heroes without putting yourself in danger. So I think they need something like the Lina, like the Queen of Pain. I think Lina might honestly be the best option here because she has a lot of burst damage that can almost kill anybody at this point. Maybe not the Death
10
Prophet, but pretty
seconds
much
to
anybody
go.
else. But yeah, that's just screw it. Dagon 5 is also burst damage.
Yeah.
So
Rupture is also controlled together with the Blood Ride, I guess.
That is the 7th Bloodseeker pick in this qualifier, I believe.
God damn it.
No, that's the
Is
8th. That is the 8th, actually.
is
While
that
we were
really a
casting,
thing
there was a
now? Do we just
Yep.
have to expect Bloodseeker in every
Yes.
game? Oh, God.
Yes.
Well, he's against Weaver until he gets
No,
Lincoln's.
if you think about it, the Rupture obviously is a great spell, a great control spell, sort of, because it limits the opponent's movement, and it's just a lot of burst damage. But also Blood Rage is a huge controlled spell in team fights, and then Blood Rage. I don't know if you just give that to Ursa, rip Comanche.
Yeah. Also great to just help out with Roshan, even.
5 seconds.
Like,
Right,
I'd
of
love to
course.
see a level 1 Roshan with these kind of shenanigans. It does work.
It's difficult.
With,
You
not, maybe not with
need-
this particular lineup, but yeah.
Yeah, in general, it could work. But the
Yeah.
thing is, level 1 Roshan has been nerfed so much in the past, just because level 1, like, it gives less money and experience. Like, it scales in terms of, or Roshan scales in terms of whatever he provides, because, well, level 1 Roshans were just too cheesy.
Yeah.
It's just stupid the fact that he can get rewarded so much with, like, such a cheese strat.
Okay. Prediction time before time's out. Highest
Total
magic.
magic.
Or pure damage done by 10 minutes.
10
Better get
minutes.
ready.
Death Prophet, right?
Probably.
The nukes?
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't think anybody else really has it.
with ancient cams, not too much ancient stacking going on in this game, I think. 0 to 5. They were the highest net worth at game end. Oh, I believe in Vega, I believe in the Ursa, the Fuzzy Wuzzy.
I believe in G, that Bloodseeker. Which team will win? I guess we're both going with Vega.
I'm going with Vega, yeah.
Oh my god, no! No! I still can't move my camera.
Oh,
What is
God.
this?
Volvo,
Look.
please!
I literally have been casting like this. Like, I've been casting with you for like how long? I don't know. Whenever I just join a lobby, it's fine. But now it's not fine anymore.
That
need
is
help.
so weird.
Pimp Muckle. I have to message the Pimp God.
Are you on my camera now, at the very least?
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching screen in the top lane, just running in circles.
No, still not watching. That is the weirdest part. Why am I not even watching your camera, but instead somebody else's?
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense at all.
I have to ask some.
Yeah, maybe ask around, maybe make an angry Reddit thread. While I look at Slayer here, the Invis Bounty Hunter trying to sneak that bounty rune. They do figure out that he's there now, and he does sneak it away from the Death Prophet. GG well played, Lanaya. Not gonna start with itself, flying out on the courier. Maybe it's a good thing, because of course Bounty Hunter, whenever that hero's in the game, you also have to keep an eye out for these courier snipes. Right. Now trying to counter sentry here in mid. They actually miss each other's sentries for a little bit, so that's a win for Comanche. VP able to keep an eye on his bounty whenever it's in the lane. And now we can just try and deal with G, who doesn't really care, just starts right-clicking away. Level 1 Spirit Siphon, very underwhelming in terms of damage or just keeping you alive. So. And of course, G, all the harassment that he's taken, he can just heal that right back up. Meanwhile, up top,
Afterlife.
okay, he only used Burst Strike. Oh,
-2
almost was a kryptonite,
intelligence.
but yeah. -2, it's already starting, guys. It's already starting.
This is gonna hurt him in the long run. If he dies like 2 more times, oof. If he dies 2 more times, he can't use the burst strike twice. He can only use it once then. Actually, I think dying once is gonna be enough. Yeah, this is not great. This is why Silencer is a good sort of like trident hero. He could just be such a big nuisance this early on.
Well, the thing is, if they keep both these supports up top, then Death Prophet is eventually going to lose his lane here. Look at G already committing so much harassment. Now, the courier, please, no. Please, no! Not the courier!
The Dire's courier took
Slayer, just waiting for that. Expecting, alright, there has to be a South coming out from this DP with all this harassment coming through, so hey. Easy courier sniping. Now this lane is completely lost already. In the middle. Alright. The only lane we haven't talked about yet is this bottom. The real U on the Ursa. Getting complete free farms, so there's not much to say really here.
Yeah, there's
Archon
no real
already,
chance of.
yeah.
There's no real chance of this Urshake could feasibly be in this lane. He could try and soak up some XP, but ultimately the Ursa, once he has, well, he has boots, but once he has phase boots, it's going to be definitely impossible. He could just always run him down, or at the very least force out a Fissure. What Urshake can always do is sort of drag the creep wave back with his Fissure by blocking his own creep wave, obviously. But Dazzle is already preventing or sort of mitigating that by holding the creep wave.
Yeah. Well, right now you got a nice creep wave worth of experience. Who's up to level 3 right now, but yeah, as long as Silent keeps it up now with the pulls and pull-throughs, that will not continue to be the case for too long. Also, nice play. He been walking in close, just make the Hellbear smasher throw out the Thunderclap. Like Shaka, oh Hakon, he's there, he's contesting this, but at the same time, on the other lane, Silencer goes down before the Sanking does, so this time around, no +2. Slayer make rotation at the same time that action was happening bottom. Huh.
I'm gonna have to quickly restart my client.
Right.
Pimp Muckle has spoken.
Okay, Death Prophet, I missed that one. H came in here to try and turn this around, but not a whole lot you can do. It's like the one weakness of Silencer support. It's not exactly the one to TP into a lane and save your buddy. As a result, he's living life right now. Doesn't even care for the last hit. Just wants to throw in a few more right clicks to the DP.
Hallelujah! I can watch my own camera again. This is
Nice.
Shout out to Pimp Muckle. The guy just saved my life.
What was the issue?
I just had to restart my client,
Okay.
so I don't really know.
Did you do
what
it
the
last
issue
time
is.
as well? Or did
No,
you just
last time
reconnect?
I just restarted, reconnected.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, good game. Finally, I can watch everything.
Well, Silent is dead. I think he tried to pick up a rune or something, but yeah, he's freaking dead. Meanwhile, Weaver dies up top. Okay, I'm missing so many kills right now.
The T-Tours. The T-Tours.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
mid lane. G is gonna die.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a big one.
-2 intelligence. So, what? He's at +4 now? 4 minutes in, he's stolen effectively 1 intelligence per minute.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty good. Especially helping out his middle lane is so crucial here after this devastating start for the Death Prophet. Now up to almost level 5. Bloodseeker, of course. Geez, almost level 6. And now with the Rupture online, you gotta be extra careful now to expose yourself. Do you even stay in mid right now if you're Death Prophet? Lost
Oh,
skin?
sorry, my
Oh,
game.
there
Yeah,
we
I'm
go.
sorry, my game was freezing, and I was freaking out trying to fix it.
Oh.
Yes, it's difficult. I mean, they invest the silencer for this, right? They invest the silencer in trying to mitigate this issue. But I mean, there's no real alternative. She's not like a TA where you can just fall back into the jungle and effectively farm there. She's a Death Prophet who can't really jungle or farm anywhere else. So you kind of have to just commit one support for this. And silencer's coming in, so they're going for the kill.
Couple spells being thrown out, the Rupture trying to keep them away, but right now, as long as GG will play Lanaya does have that Spirit Siphon going, almost enough damage. I don't think that Arcane Curse will take him over, no. That's really close
That's very close. It's kind of insane that he's this tanky
though. Oh,
already.
not
with
again!
just-
Slayer! Slow! There it is! Oh. I missed a few kills, but I didn't miss a single Kura kill already, so that's good. Slayer, he's definitely making his hero look good again, just like the old Ad Finum guys always used to do.
Luckily for Comanche, the courier already shipped the bottle and the shelf. Otherwise, that would have been horrendous to have the bottle on the courier. But yeah, this laning stage definitely going in favor of Vega Squadron. They're just sort of outplaying them, outmaneuvering them, and to be fair, they were never going to win the off, or they were never going to get anything in the offlane anyway. I'm just, I guess, a little bit surprised how dominating this Bloodseeker is. But at the end of the day, oh, is he dead?
Roger
He might
comes
just
through,
be.
Slayer's there, just pops the ultimate here to try and turn this around here, but they will be able to burst through. Despite the Spirit Siphons, now H, I better TP out. Slayer already used the Sure Toss in on the Death Prophet.
So what I was going to get at is, I'm surprised that the silencer is just not actually sitting in the lane and actively babysitting. You know what we saw last game from the Clockwork and the Treant Protector. Because if you're just sitting next to the lane, you're not really protecting the Death Prophet from engagements like that, especially not as a silencer. So I don't know. I think they're just giving Vega Squadron a little bit too much. If they get maybe like a kill here on the Sun King, could be nice.
Slayers
But I
does
doubt they're
well.
getting it.
Yeah, it's a kind of hard kill at this point. Now they might actually lose. Hero of their own, Screen being taken down as G makes the rotation after his respawn. And yeah, Silent also made his way here. They'll find themselves a stack. Can maybe try and farm that one.
4K net worth advantage, over 4K net worth advantage, almost 5K in fact, just with kills and with farming. They haven't taken a single tower.
Yeah.
And it's technically 4 to 5 in terms of score, so they're not even like ahead in kills by that much. This is just Vega Squadron just making the most out of this map right now.
Yeah, I mean, free farm on the Ursa, essentially free farm for this mid Bloodseekers. Now almost level 9 already, so G can easily fall back into the jungle, finish up his Midas, accelerate further, and yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Giving Slayer this experience in the middle lane. Right? You were talking about the Bounty Hunter reaching level 6. Okay, yeah, we were talking about the Bounty Hunter reaching level 6, and now, with his base, he's pretty damn close to it.
And he's already been involved in what? 4 kills? Yeah, 4 kills, 2 kills and 2 assists. Insane.
Yeah. And 2 courier kills. Don't forget about
two
those.
kills. That is this Bounty Hunter is definitely primed to have like a good time in this game. And overall, I don't know. I think Vega Squadron is just completely outmaneuvering them. Sure, they lost to Sand King twice, but it's their offlane Sand King. They don't really care too much about this.
Yep.
And as long as they get a good start in the Ursa and the Bloodseeker and the Bounty Hunter, of course, they will have an excellent mid game. Oh, and by the way, something we didn't even talk about, the Death Prophet used her ultimate to try and not die. So that is like a huge cooldown. Obviously, the ultimate is off cooldown now, but that is a huge cooldown that they baited out.
Well, he's stacking up some jungle camps of his own. Top lane, okay, they might find Afterlife again here, a bunch of debugs on him. Yeah, he should take after this.
Yes, 13 stick charges though. He can bait them. I think he was baiting them.
Oh yeah. Didn't quite work out, but he does actually survive. Arcane Curse, still level 2, yeah. 202 build, sounds also not having the quickest levels, obviously, as you might expect. Alright, so yeah, where does this game go now?
I think this game is going to wait until the Ursa has his Blink Dagger. Once he has his Blink Dagger, I think Vega Squadron, and together with the level 6 on the Bounty Hunter, will make stuff happen around the map. Potentially just buy some space and time for the Sand King to farm up his own Blink Dagger. But overall, I expect a lot of aggression from Vega Squadron, because why not? Like, you don't need to wait for anything really outside of the Blink Daggers. You can definitely kill anybody on Comanche's side, aside from maybe like the Weaver, with the abilities you already have. And once the Ursa has Blink Dagger, there's like no running away from him anymore.
Dyer's mid tower could use this.
Oh, Slayer isn't setting up for kills, he's just still getting that intelligence that you're looking for. It's always running around on the dire side of the map, spotting up these targets, and now, well, that's a Death Prophet mid. One more spell and that'll, yeah. Sitting in the Blood Rite, sitting in the Rapture is just no choice. You can't do anything really at that point.
It's
H
so
in the
stupid.
back,
And they're
he
gonna
might
get the
actually be
Earthshaker
caught
as well.
out, yeah, or the Earthshake instead, Hakon. Does have the Echo Slams looking forward here. Afterlife comes through with the Epicenter first here. Oh, actually did get cancelled at the last second, I believe.
That was weird. It seemed like he had already channeled it through.
Yeah, the sound effects as well, but anyway. They still get the kill, it's all that really matters. G though? Is he in trouble here? His Dick Chargers TP out, nothing to cancel it, so the answer is no.
How ironic that it's the Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
They just TP out and they don't have anything to cancel it. But yeah, overall, just Vega Squadron, superior movement. If you just look at the map control as well, they just have, I don't know, or rather, Comanche just doesn't have any map control. They didn't have any vision against the Bounty Hunter. He can just move around the map just freely. They have one sentry ward in the middle, but it only really scouts at like very superficial movement.
To look from now, they sort of keep track of him with that Spirit Siphon, but yeah, all they've been coming in to do
Ursa's
for
coming
is
in,
that
though.
tower push,
Oh,
but
no, he
TP's
canceled
not
it.
through, cancel on that. Afterlife still completes it though, 4 heroes in the middle of that, and well, Death Prophet can't go anywhere. They'll be the first one to die, and Death Prophet Ultimate of course also being taken out. H, that's another track kill, add that to the pile.
Alright, Ursa didn't cancel his Blink Dagger, it got cancelled by the Earthshaker. But
That's
still,
good though, I mean they still got kills, and the real can continue farming down here, so I don't think he minds too much.
yeah, they didn't even need him.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a shame. He could have definitely used the track ult, to further his
that's true.
Blink Dagger trust fund.
Well, they're smoking up now together, so
Difficulties.
just gonna get Roshan, isn't he?
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Yep. Why not? It's not like Comanche can really stop them. What are they gonna do? They invested the Death Prophet ultimate already, and they don't really have any damage outside of that right now.
So it's just a drafting issue. Like, could you have expected that these lanes go this badly, apart from top?
It's difficult. I don't think you really saw the. I mean, I'm not sure if Comanche saw the Bloodseeker coming, but I don't think that the Death Prophet would have done really that badly against any other hero.
Age is dead.
Oh, it's another track kill.
Yeah. There's nothing easier than that, is there? I mean, Rupture, Blood Right. You're damned if you run, you're damned if you don't run.
Dyer's mid
Yep.
tower
So, like, what do you even do?
Radiant's bottom
Overall,
tower seems
I
big.
think it's not necessarily a drafting issue. I think if they had just committed a support to the mid lane, I think it could have been much better, and it wouldn't be as horrendous as it is right now.
Well, now the only thing that's going well for them is that Oxen is kind of getting farmed. Does have Treads, does have the Tranquils, but... Oh, the Aquila, I want to say. But even with that, he's still only on pace with the Death Prophet, who has also been farming the jungles quite a bit, so I guess it's more down to GG well played Lanaya being able to catch up rather than Oxen kind of falling behind, I guess. But, well, he's also dead now, so... that dynamic already changes again with the real, Aegis in hand, Blink Dagger reveal, Blink and Sanking too, so...
Top tower's
not looking good here for Comanche.
I want to point out that this Sand King was 0-2, 0-2, and almost zero. I think 0 assists for like 8 minutes or so. He almost didn't get any farm in the lane, but you really don't need to get that much farm in the lane if you have like a bounty hunter and then track kill, like this.
Making this look so easy. Wait, Slayer just... Hey, there's a guy. I have max level Shuri toss, I have track, just any +1 and that's a kill.
It is absolutely stupid. But this Slayer's bounty hunter has done so much for his team with the 2 courier kills, which, by the way, also helps his team a lot. The Sand King, if it hadn't been for those 2 courier kills, he'd be like short 300 gold in his Blink Dagger or something.
Yeah.
300? I'm not sure right now. Everybody keeps dying all over the map.
I know, right? Well, at least Earthshaker his own Blink Dagger didn't help him much in that situation.
Which, by the way, is also good timing. 14-minute Blink for an Earthshaker that also didn't get a lot of farm. That's a really good timing. But it sort of pales in comparison to what the Radiant side has.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, Earthshaker is a
top
good
lane
setup,
leader.
but yeah, this is... Already used his ultimate a little bit earlier in that last engagement,
many
so
ways to
didn't have
kill
that to
him.
fall back on. Yeah, this is... Like, Earthshaker with a Blink is a good setup, but if you don't have the heroes to follow it up with here, nice little double stun from screen is the same issue, right? They throw all of their spells, and what they're getting is a dazzle. Now the turnaround happens. Burst Strike on 2G, we'll get a couple few kills. And everything is still very much in favor of Vega after the engagement. It's just not enough to have that setup, even with the Blink, if your cores aren't really up to the task to converting that into proper kills. Now Death Prophet even gets blinked on, a couple right clicks, and Youth Scepter trying to keep himself alive and Slayer. Oh, not quite enough damage though, so really,
Is he gonna go for it?
he was attempting it here, but the Blink Dagger cancel on Oxen was the thing that kept GG well played Naya safe. It's quite a mouthful to say, by the way, but yeah, anyway. Game's really hard.
This game is incredibly hard for Comanche, and quite for
Just coming out here in case Slayer was there, but oh
Silencer.
god.
possibly
Jesus.
the next assassin.
I don't even care at this point. People are going to die, and most of these are Comanche's heroes, right? Maybe they can make it a trade. Here's Silent dropping low. Couldn't get the Shell Grave off. But now, well, that Death Prophet will pay the price for his insolent Slayer. Running around in circles, Queen trying to get the stun up, but unable to do it. And, well, G,
Oh my god,
just cleaning up.
that is disgusting.
I can't even be
Damage
excited
output.
about this because it's just such a beatdown.
Vega's definitely just toying with them at this point, and look, I know we're I know we like to be professionals, and technically no game is over until the throne falls, but damn, Comanche coming back into this game is gonna like this needs a lot of throws from Vega, like a lot of overextension at this point.
Yeah.
They're so far ahead. The goddamn bounty hunter has a higher net worth than the Death Prophet.
Right. We're 70 minutes in. That's a 20k gold lead for Vega Squadron. We are more than 1k GPM. 1k gold per minute advantage for Vega. And yeah, this is one of these easy benchmarks to look at and say, alright, how are we to turn this around? Right? It's, as you said, it's gonna come down to like Vega being AFK for a couple of minutes or something.
No, I mean, there's definitely a lot of overconfidence potential. You know, you have an Ursa, you have like Bloodseeker. You can definitely run past it.
Oh no, the Aegis just expired! Is that what you were talking about?
Yes.
Well, that's a lot of gold for them.
500 gold. That's pretty nice. Still, like, you know, there's a lot of like overconfidence potential running past the tier 4 to try and go for a kill. For example, earlier when the Ursa would have gone like past the tier 3, you know, if you had done that, that would have been also potential for throwing. So,
yep.
Comanche is not out of this yet, but it's so difficult. And I find the most difficult part here is for Comanche to actually find the motivation and the right mental state to actually stay composed, because
yep.
you can't really allow yourself to make any more mistakes here because you've already done so many mistakes. So, I don't know. This Bloodseeker, oh my god, with a DD, it's disgusting. He even went for a BKB. Come on. You're so far ahead and you go for a BKB still?
Yeah, sure. G knows what's up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have done it. It's definitely the smarter choice.
It's one thing, like, they still have the control. Like, if Earthshaker, Nexus come on top of him, on top of, like, the DP running his ultimate, he can still very easily die, especially with Blood Rage on top of him if he doesn't have that BKB. So, does make a lot of sense. I want to make sure too that he has all the freedom in the world to continue taking these fights. Comanche there doing a good job though, keeping themselves or getting themselves as much control and farming space as possible. Right? They have some decent defense wards and did they catch someone? Yeah, Afterlife.
Yes, he yields.
Ecoslam committed, follow-up control is there, and yields forward into the blink, perhaps, maybe not. Will the box well timed. Oxen will make sure that that's not happening, and Hakon getting the kill for himself, but they have to pay a tier 2 down the bottom for it.
It is so also one of the upsides, which by the way is also like a crazy thing to consider. Comanche hasn't taken a single tower yet, so that's potentially a lot of gold lying around. But that also just goes to show how far behind Comanche is.
It's kind of one of these situations. Yeah, it's one of these situations where you can look at the bright side of life. Hey, there's still some gold to take in the form of towers.
Or the Weaver. Can they kill her? I don't think so.
I think your time is off the tracks, so it's gonna get hard, but well, can't time lapse off the rupture, so he's still standing in here for a while. And of course, low enough on health, but you still have the Bloodseeker scouting you out.
See, this is why you pick Bloodseeker these days. Just insane amount of damage.
Yep.
Granted, you know, he's just had a very good game so far. And by the way, this is a Bloodseeker without a Dagon yet. If he goes Dagon 5 like we saw in the last game, whew.
Oh, speaking of last game, I forgot to look at the damage numbers. Well, maybe there's a pause this game, but right now there's Death Prophet lifted up into the air. And now trying to TP out, and we'll be able to actually. Sure, you can toss Burst Strike just coming off cooldown as well. Alright, so that Ghost Scepter definitely doing some work in that situation, but the radio already working on a counter, going towards the triple lane.
By the way, if you're Comanche, you think to yourself, damn, we picked the Silencer this early and they have like a lineup that doesn't even require spells that much? Like, what are you really gonna silence? Oh no, Burrow Strike. Where's the Global now, for example?
Yeah, coming through. Oxen still in a bit of trouble here. Of course, the track right on top of him. They bring him down first. Another beautiful burst strike here. Epicenter now being committed from Afterlife. H will just be dropped down. A couple of Spirit Siphons going out, so keeping him alive. But now another double burst strike. Has Afterlife hit anything but 2-man burst strikes this game? It's a full 5-man wipe and GG is called. Yeah, they realized that this is an uphill battle that's up against the 90-degree slope.
Absolutely disgusting performance from Vega, like in a good way as well.
Yeah.
That was insane, and 26k net worth lead, 26 kills for Vega Squadron in a 22-minute game.
I guess that's the just to balance out the last game, right? It lasted longer than an hour, so now we get a 20-minute game. Poor
Yep.
Comanche, but yeah, Vega of course showing up as many people had expected them to.
See, usually after a game we like analyze this and be like, yo, what went wrong, what went well. But ultimately, I just think that Vega Squadron is just a better team, and they had a lineup that, like, I think that Comanche already had like an inferior draft. I think their draft is just not like, I think Vega Squadron had a better draft. Comanche just had like a weird draft, and then they even had bad lanes. And then they're also technically, I think it's fair to say they're probably the worst team when you compare like individual skill. Not to take anything away from Comanche, I'm a big fan of Screen and Hakon as well, but ultimately I think they just put themselves in a bad position from the get-go, and Vega Squadron just absolutely dismantling them.
Yeah. There's really no other way to say it. I mean, the graphs speak for themselves too. Just a straight up upwards curve. They ended at like what, 23k gold advantage, 21-minute game. So it's yeah. What do you say after that one? Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Absolutely.
I guess. That was a very quick second game here for our part of the coverage here for CIS Line 2 for the TI7 regional qualifiers. My name is Dragon Job. I'm joined by Skim Gaming. Next two games, though, they should be extremely interesting because we have a Na'Vi doubleheader coming up against Gambit first and then against Team Empire. So I'm definitely looking forward to those. Gonna take a short break, but we'll be back. So don't go too far away.
What does a hero truly mean?